Hi and welcome back to my playthrough of Agricola. We are now coming into round 5 and we just finished our first harvest, and we really need to make sure that we can feed our family members during the next rounds or phases basically, and that's why we should really focus on these major improvements here, because they allow us to more or less exchange whatever vegetables, food, sheep and so on directly with food tokens. And this is really something we have to take into consideration, because each of our family members here eats 3 food in a solitaire variant, whereas in the multiplayer game they only eat 2 food. So that's definitely something we have to take care of. But first things first, let's start round 5 and show a new card, and this says family growth. And after we do a family growth, we are also allowed to play a minor improvement. But this is really important. We only are allowed to play this minor improvement after we, let's say, had the family growth action. The problem is, right now we only have 2 rooms, so we are not allowed to grow our family at this point in time. So that's definitely something I will also take care of maybe in the next turn to extend our house a little bit. First, let's replenish the resources here. So this will be another 2 wood, 1 clay and 1 sheep, some reeds and another food at the fishing ground here. Then let's place some workers. First we need some clay, and we take them all, of course. Oops, that's 5 clay. And with our second family member, we go for a major improvement this time. And I think we will go for the cooking hearth. Normally, this would mean you have to give the fire pit back, or you could directly pay 4 clay for that. No, there are 2 of these cooking hearths in play. One costs only 4, the other one costs 5. But apart from that, they are the same. As we do have enough or more than enough of the clay, we just pay them, and of course we take the cheaper one, so 4 clay, and then we would be able to gain this cooking hearth. And as with the raft, we will just play that beside our farmyard here. Good thing is, this will also grant us 1 victory point by the end of the game. What can we do with the cooking hearth? It says every time, and that really says every time, I can exchange goods with food. So for example, we can take 1 vegetable here and gain 3 food tokens for that. For a sheep we gain 2, for these boars, wild boars here, we gain 3, and for cattle we even gain 4 food. And additionally, when we use the baking bread action, there are, I think right now there's only 1 available on our action board, then we would be allowed to exchange 1 grain with 3 food, which is also not too bad. Last, let's send these fellas back home. So this is already the end of the round 5. Let's come to round 6, and this is a stone each round. Let's go and replenish our resources here. That's 2 wood, a sheep, 1 clay, 1 stone, 1 reed and 1 additional food. Okie dokie, let's grab some wood here, and this is plenty of wood, with our first worker. With our second worker, I think we will grab the reeds here, and this brings us in a good position to build another room in the next round. And that's already it. Let's send our people home and start the last round in this phase. And this is the renovation card, which is pretty awesome, but I think I will still rather build a new room made of wood, because I now have so many wood in my reserve. I think this might be the better choice. Still, we have an harvest after this round, so we also have to take care of feeding our family members, and this is something I definitely need to take care of as well. But first of all, let's replenish some resources. Again, wood, sheep, stone and clay, reeds and another food on the fishing ground. let's build another room. And right now we are still with a wooden house, so we have to pay for each room now 5 woods and 2 reeds, and this is not a problem. So these are 5 woods and 2 reeds, and this allows us to build another room. Right now this is not really worth any victory points. You only get some additional victory points if your house consists of clay. But for each tile that's not built or that does not keep any, let's say, improvement, like a field or like a house, stables, fences, whatever, you gain or you lose 1 victory point by the end of the game. So that's definitely also important to keep that in mind. But still, this would also allow us to do a family growth sooner or later. But right now I want to solve our food problem, which we definitely will have, and I think we can solve our problem by taking these 5 sheep here from the market, and we are allowed to keep 1 sheep in a stable that has no fence around it, and we would be allowed to have 1 animal in our house. Doesn't really matter which room there is, and with the remaining 3 sheep we will use our cooking hearth here, which allows us to exchange the 3 sheep directly with 6 food points, which we will place directly here in our common reserve. Let's call our family members home, and then we directly come to the harvest. And again, the first phase in the harvest is the actual harvest, and we take this grain directly from this field. And the next phase would be to feed our family members. And this is 1, 2, and 3 for this guy, and 1, 2, and 3 for this nice young lady there. You ask why I'm so sure that this is a lady. I don't have a clue, but this looks a little bit girly to me. And the last phase would be now the breeding, as we have 2 sheep on our farmyard now. Problem is, we cannot keep the 3rd sheep, so there are no fences or whatsoever or additional stables, so there won't be any breeding in this phase. But still, we don't suffer any losses or any bagging cards we have to draw, so that's actually a good thing. So we can directly start with phase number 3, which would be round number 8. Let's take the appropriate round card, and this says take 1 vegetable. And that's pretty good, so we can increase our food here very well with an additional resource. But of course we have to replenish first. That's 2 wood, sheep, a stone, a clay, a reed, and 1 food. We still need wood. It doesn't help. So let's grab some wood from the reserve, and with the 2nd family member I will go for family grow 1. This allows us to take an additional family member, and as we did that, we are now also allowed to play a minor improvement, which we will definitely do, and we go for this builder's trowel here. For once we have to pay 1 wood to get that. That's not too bad actually, and this allows us to more or less renovate anytime our wooden hut to a clay hut without using the action filter. Then this is pretty good because we are a bit short on family members here. Still, we have to pay for the renovation, but we don't have to use a family member. Then we can call our family members home, and this time we have 3 grown-ups. So in the next round we can directly use this newly born family member. If we would have a harvest time directly now, so this would be basically let's consider this would be the last round in the current phase, then we would only have to feed him 1 food. But right now it's already a grown-up, so after the next harvest we have to feed him the full amount of 3 food. But first of all, let's draw our round card, and this is the wild boar, and this is definitely pretty good, something we can use. But first of all, let's do our replenishing. So that's 3 wood, 1 clay, a sheep, a stone, this boar here, a reed and 1 food. And that's where we start. We will use 1 family members to go to the fishing ground, and because of our raft we gain 1 additional food here. So that means we take 6 food from the fishing here, which is also very good because this already more or less feeds 2 of our family members already. With the second action we build some fences, and we pay 6 wood to build 6 fences. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Not very pretty. And this now gives us the opportunity to really keep them animals on these fields here. Normally a fenced area would keep 2 animals, but as we have a stable here, this will be doubled. So this means we can store or hold 8 animals on these 2 fields here, which is pretty good. And again, I have to go for some sheep here, so I take these 2 sheep, but I think I have to bring them directly to the slaughterhouse, so we can exchange these 2 sheep with 4 food, because right now we come to the harvest. But first of all, let's call our family members home. Then we come to the harvest, so we'd be allowed to take the last grain from our field here. Then let's feed our family members, so that's 3 for this guy, 3 for this woman, we know that already, and 3 for this one, and I think that's a daughter, don't you think? Okay, let's agree on that. So all are well fed now, and we even have 1 food left, and I think we can use that later on. This time we are allowed to breed. We still have 2 sheep on our farmyard. We do have space now, so we can take 1 additional sheep to our farmyard, and this time I have to place it here, and there is still plenty of space available for the other sheep here as well. And this ends phase number 3 already. In the next video I will start with phase number 4 and round number 10, but I think I will stop it here. So I really hope you enjoyed my second episode of my playthrough of Agricola, and I think the next video might be the last video already. I think there are only 5 more turns to go, so this is something I can cover within 1 episode. We still have plenty of fields to take care of, so right now this would mean -9 victory points for these fields if we don't, let's say, are not able to use them for fields or animals or whatsoever. But I think for most we will find a proper solution. So I hope to see you in my next episode, and until then, bye bye.